Dear Nigerians, please come closer. So this video wasn't the series for today, but I decided to pause today's proposed series for this video because I won't be the only one to hear this. Dear brothers and sisters, after watching this video, please share this video to everyone around you. Let them see this video.
Music is life, music is spirit. Let the goddess of inspiration.
Alright, so I will first of all play the South African young lady's reaction to this video I'm about to post. After her reaction, I will play the interview so that you will hear from the horse's mouth.
Some of you are so disappointed that Nigerians are not topping the charts of the criminals in South Africa. Then your minister releases the real figures, citing that of the 16% of inmates in South Africa, only 8% of those are Nigerians.
No, it's just 1%. Calculate properly.
Latest statistics as of the 14th of this month, of July, we have just over 28,000 foreigners. Now that includes remand detainees as well as sentenced foreigners. Many people think, for instance, that Nigeria, we have a lot of Nigerians. We don't. We have less than 300 of them.
He further states that of that 8%, only less than 300 are convicted criminals. It's so fascinating that most South Africans are so invested in Nigerians being criminals. Isn't that concerning? Other countries, they have more than 2,000. Nigerians less than 300, but you are up in arms because in your minds, Nigerians are the criminals.
Now, let us hear it direct from the horse's mouth. Before I will play this video, let me explain. This interview went live 10 days ago during the discussion on the state of the nation. That is the South Africa State of the Nation. The Minister for South Africa Correctional Services, Dr. Peter Greenwald, was interviewed.
So it's a permanent challenge there. You mentioned foreigners, and I know a lot of people will be asking this question because it's been so topical at the moment. Where do we sit with the foreign component inside of our prisons?
Well, the latest statistics as of the 14th of this month, of July, we have just over 28,000 foreigners.
So he said that there are 28,000 foreigners in South Africa prisons, meaning that in all of the prisons in South Africa, if you count the foreigners, they are only 28,000, which is just 14 to 16% of the total inmates in South Africa. Before now, in the report presented by the Correctional Services in South Africa, they stated that in South Africa, men criminals in South African prisons are South Africans. Because in South African prisons, there are overall 168,000 to 170,000 inmates generally in South Africa. While out of these numbers, 142,600 to 144,000 inmates are South African citizens, while only 27,880 inmates are foreigners, which is approximately 28,000 inmates being foreigners.
Now that includes remand detainees as well as sentenced foreigners. And it's about half-half. 14,000 remand detainees and, say, 14,000 sentenced foreigners. Now, I said when I became the minister also that I want to send them back to their country of origin. Now, the good news is that just on Friday, I signed a memorandum of understanding with Namibia for interstate transfer of prisoners, offenders. We will send the Namibians from us to them and South Africans from them to us. This is the second MOU. We also, about in May this month, I also concluded a memorandum of agreement with Botswana. In the pipeline now, the next priority is with Zimbabwe.
No, that's the big fish.
That's a big fish. I mean, if you look at the foreign inmates, Zimbabwe is at the top. They are about, if you take sentence offenders, about 4,500 Zimbabweans. And then you go to Mozambique, they're about 3,500 in our facilities. Then you go to Lesotho, they've just about 2,300. And then it's Malawi. Malawi, they have about 2,000 inmates. So if you can do that, then you can reduce it. But the aim is to get all the SADC countries at least.
So what he's saying is that out of these 28,000 inmates, that not all of them are convicts. And he went further to say that they are 50-50. So 14,000 inmates are already convicts, while 14,000 in prisons without being tried. So some of them are awaiting trials. Foreigners that were arrested mostly for document-related offenses. So we just call them undocumented foreigners. Some of them were arrested when they tried to renew or get a legal document. If you listen to some of the Nigerians that came back, and also the interview that the leader of Nigerians in South Africa granted, he said that so many of our brothers and sisters in South Africa were taken to Lindela and they were remanded there for no crime, just because they wanted to regularize their documents or to legalize their documents. And many of them are still awaiting trials for over 10 years. I'm not going to play the video for long, so if you listen all through the interview, you will hear him say it himself. And he faulted it to the failure of the South African judicial system. So for the Zimbabweans in South African prisons are 4,500. Mozambicans are 3,500. Lesotho 2,300. Now, I'm mentioning Lesotho because Lesotho nationals are called Lesotho if they are plural, but they are called Mozoto if they are singular. While Malawians are 2,000. Now, here is where it gets interesting.
So many people think, for instance, that Nigeria, we have a lot of Nigerians. We don't. We have less than 300 of them. But in the end, I would like to have all those countries to have memorandums of understanding.
Now, he said this because that is all South Africans are talking about. That is all they talk about on social media. Nigeria this, Nigeria that. Some of the so-called match and match leaders are on social media claiming that Nigerians are all over their prisons. Now, the cup is open and it has spilled and everyone is shocked. We have less than 300 Nigerians in South Africa prisons, both those that are convicted and the innocent or those awaiting trials. If you look at it very well, you will realize that 98% of these less than 300 Nigerians in South African prisons are just undocumented Nigerians in South Africa. And the fact that he even said less than 300, it simply means that they may be even less than 200 or even less than 150. Let us analyze this. So if out of 28,000 foreign nationals that Zimbabweans, Mozambicans, Lesotho and Malawians combined has 12,300 inmates, it means what it simply means is that many of these other Africans accusing Nigerians of crime have more numbers in South African prisons. Since the day this news got out, many South Africans are quiet. Some are now calling Nigerians their African brothers. Some are regretting their actions against Nigerians. While some, especially the hyenas, are claiming that the figures are wrong. You sat in your house behind your keyboard and framed Nigerians. You made so many stories up against Nigerians without having any direct brawl or even direct experience or clash with Nigerians. Now your lies are being exposed. Even South Africans know that this minister is a man with credibility. They know that he's a man with good reputation, so he will not spill anything that is not correct. Yes, South African content creators always abusing Nigerians online. Where are you people? Don't be silent. Where are the content creators from Nigeria supporting South Africans? Why are you quiet about this information? Or are you hiding in shame? See how some of you allowed peanuts money on social media to make you self-immolating. Some of you allowed tribalism to brainwash you into standing against your people.
The foreigners have gone. The township economies are quiet and there's a complete lack of momentum. A lot of the money has collapsed. The locals who benefited from the stimulation of the foreigners in the local community have now got lots and lots of accommodation that is empty. the situation will manifest in a further blow to the economy of the country, and it will be felt first and most importantly in the townships, where it is already being felt. And if that is the case, we are sitting with an enormous number of unemployed young men with no money, no job, literally no hope for the future. And it could take still just one spark to see the equivalent of an Arab Spring in this country.
You people have not seen anything yet. It is just the beginning.
Timbala,